Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Over the years, the world of Sister Wives has revealed countless twists and turns, betrayals, heartbreaks, and shocking revelations, but few storylines have sent shockwaves through the fanbase quite like Kody Brown's blatant and brutal attempt to rewrite the very history of his family. A revision that is as painful as it is cruel to the women who once dedicated their entire lives to building the plural family that made Kody famous. For more than a decade, fans saw Kody flaunt his big family in front of TLC cameras, saying that love, unity, and faith were the driving causes for his plural marriage. But as the seasons passed and fractures in the foundation widened into gaping chasms, Kody gradually began rewriting the narrative, not merely to preserve his own fragile ego, but also to erase the very contributions, sacrifices, and identities of the women who helped him establish the life he enjoys now. And now, after many public separation, Kody's brazen rewriting of history is not only condescending, but also downright cruel to his past spouses, Christine, Janelle, and Mary. The most difficult aspect of Kody's revisionist history is how he chooses to describe his previous relationships with Christine and Janelle. Fans remember Christine as the fun wife, the one who accepted polygamy not out of desperation or brokenness, but because she sincerely believed in the family lifestyle, in creating a wide, supporting network for the sake of the children. She devoted herself entirely to the Brown family, raising children, homeschooling, sacrificing her happiness, and even worked to support the growing family when Kody was too preoccupied with his bright new life with Robin. However, in recent tell-alls and interviews, Kody has gone on the offensive, rewriting his relationship with Christine in a way that makes her sound like a burden, a complainer, and someone who never genuinely loved him the way Robin does. Christine has become the antagonist in Kody's new interpretation of events. Their courtship is no longer remembered with tenderness. Images of their early trips, laughing children, and birthday parties are no longer available. In their place, Kody portrays Christine as someone who always had problems, was never quite suitable for him, and failed him as a wife. The brutality of that revisionist narrative is felt deeply by Christine and her fans, who have followed her path for more than 10 years. Kody has attempted to remove more than just Christine. Janelle, the stable, practical wife who brought financial order to the Brown upheaval, has likewise been left at the whim of Kody's increasingly delusional interpretation of their family history. In previous seasons, Kody praised Janelle's intelligence, independence, and work ethic. She was the only wife who appeared to get him on a practical level. But as soon as Janelle began standing up for herself, demanding respect, and questioning Kody's clear bias for Robin, the narrative altered. Kody suddenly claimed that their marriage was never romantic, that it was a mistake, and that they were only acquaintances at best. It's as if all of our shared decades of work and perseverance vanished with the flip of his disdainful tongue. And worst of all, it is cruel. Janelle devoted her entire adult life to that man, raising his children and enduring his neglect while he pursued Robin's adoration. Minimizing her accomplishments today is more than simply changing history. It is also rewriting her worth, value, and identity in front of millions of viewers who know better. Mary has also been a victim of Kody's historical revisionism, possibly more openly than anyone. Despite being Kody's first wife and the lady who began this entire plural marriage adventure with him, she has been demoted to the status of an uncomfortable footnote in his biography. Yes, Mary made mistakes. True, their relationship was difficult. But what's frightening is how Kody now paints their entire marriage as a long-term mistake, an obligation he endured out of pity or duty, while simultaneously gushing over Robin, and acting as if she was the one he was meant to be with all along. Mary's public humiliation, particularly in recent seasons and during tell-all interviews, borders on emotional cruelty. Kody's ability to sit comfortably next to Robin and smugly claim that his other marriages were doomed from the start defies everything those women have endured, sacrificed for, and believed in. And all of this nastiness has one frightening purpose: to support the idea that Kody and Robin were always destined to be together, and that everything else was just a long, unfortunate detour on the path to his eventual happiness. Kody's historical revisionism is more than just memory, it's also about legacy. He is actively working to mold how future audiences will remember the Brown family tale. He wants to be remembered not as the selfish, immature, egotistical spouse who played favorites and split his own family, but as the misunderstood polygamist who was held back by incompatible companions until he discovered his real soulmate in Robin. And that is disgusting. It is manipulative. The supporters aren't buying it. The real brutality here is psychological. These women lost more than just a spouse. They also lost the public narrative of their own lives, which they had helped develop alongside Kody. They helped make Sister Wives a success, and now Kody, desperate to protect his ego and legacy, is rewriting their contributions, marriages, and love as failures. Not because they were, but because it makes Kody look better as the hero in his own tragic story. Kody seems to believe that if he repeats these falsehoods enough times, people will forget the truth. He wants audiences to forget that Christine was once the family's heart, Janelle was the financial backbone, and Mary was the first love who introduced the concept of plural marriage. He wants us to believe that these were simply roadblocks on his path to happiness with Robin. But the supporters remember. The fans have the receipts. We have seen the footage. Christine has shown guts and commitment to keep that family together when others have given up. We've watched Janelle make ends meet, forgoing luxury for the sake of the children, while Kody wastes time and money elsewhere. Mary tried desperately to grasp onto a man who was already halfway out the door. And now, as Kody nonchalantly trashes their history, dismissing their achievements, he offends not only them, but every single fan who watched believing in the premise that family, love, and dedication meant anything. Let us not forget the children. Kody's rewriting of history impacts them as well. How awful it must be for his children to have their mother publicly erased or diminished by their father merely because his new wife demands to be the center of attention. The children know the truth. They lived it. They witnessed their mothers bend their backs to provide a stable home, while their father pursued his own selfish wants. To change that tale now is a generational betrayal. And the worst part? Kody doesn't appear to care. He does not flinch. He does not blink. During the tell-alls, he sits smugly on the couches with Robin, recounting tales of misunderstood polygamy, while the women who once loved him sit across from him, wounded, betrayed, and humiliated. His harshness is not accidental. It is planned. It is calculated. It is selfish. And it is cowardly. Kody Brown's rewrite of history is not going ignored. Fans online have been harsh in their criticism. Comment sections are flooded with memories of earlier occurrences, reminding Kody of his own remarks and exposing the hypocrisy in his most recent statements. Fans of Christine, Janelle, and Mary use social media hashtags to show their support. Reaction videos on YouTube dissect Kody's lies with surgical precision, revealing clip after clip where his current narrative contradicts previous recordings. People are not fooled, and they are upset. But here's the good news. No matter how hard Kody attempts to rewrite the story, the true narrative, the truth, has already been etched in the minds of people who have followed these women for years. Christine's joyful rebirth with David Woolley, her newfound confidence, and her powerful message of self-worth demonstrate that no amount of Kody's deception can undermine her legacy.